Well, good morning. This is Dr. James and Lady Lynette Owens for another powerful week with powerful men. You're going to hear this morning. These guys are awesome. These are coaches with Dare to Dream, and they're going to be touching on some of the topics that they're going to be sharing with you at the live event. If you have not purchased your tickets, you need to go today. And I'm sure several of you have been watching our show on a weekly basis and you've been blessed and been taking it all in. Well, listen, you'll want to go to the Eventbrite and get your tickets today to the Refuel Coaching Conference. Purchase your tickets today, or put in Dare to Dream Live and purchase your tickets. We'll have great content. These men will be speaking to you in person, but today you're going to get a snippet of their conversation, and their speaking ability will be live on the 17th and 18th of June, Thursday and Friday. You don't want to miss it. We'll have special guests, Thelma from Good Times, Miss Bernadette Stanis. So with no further ado, we want to get this party started. We welcome you this morning. This is a Wednesday morning, y'all. Hey, listen, we are in the month of June. Can you believe it? 6 months have gone by already. The half of the year is already gone. And I'm sure that you've accomplished some of your goals. And listen, we got to keep on going. We're halfway there. And this year will be out. So whatever dreams you have, whatever goals and aspirations you have, make sure you start running with those visions now, today. Don't stop. Listen, call a neighbor, call a friend, text somebody. Let them know that Dare to Dream is about to go in. And we're going to share some of the topics. We're going to touch on some highlights of the topics that we'll be sharing with you next week. So we welcome to you today. Well, we have a video that we're going to show with you. And then once we show this video, we're going to have Coach Ron Osborne. We're going to have none other than Dr. Kelvin Gross. And we're going to have Pastor Frank Starks and Sergeant Major Rivers Jock with us today. You don't want to miss it after we play this commercial. Excited, full of passion. We want you to join us in the city of Riverside at the Life Church. We'll be here for 2 days, June 17th and 18th. We're going to have great coaches teaching you, empowering you, and helping you to realize the purpose in your life. We're going to have a great speaker here, our special guest, Miss Bernadette Stanis, Thelma on Good Time. She'll be here in person, so you don't want to miss this great event.
Yes, guys, don't miss the event. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have awesome speakers. Lunch with the special guest speaker. Also, we're going to have continental breakfast. You can't beat that. Come on out. Get your ticket. This has been a rough year for us all. Come out. Be inspired. Hear from these phenomenal speakers from Dare to Dream. Don't miss this conference. You will be glad that you came.
You absolutely will. We want you to go to Eventbrite and put in the Dare to Dream and Refuel Coaching Conference, and they will come up, purchase your ticket today. I want to let you know that we have limited seating, so if you want to purchase your ticket today, and if you can't be here somewhere in the world, you can join us virtually. So once again, we look to see you there, here, June 17th and 18th. Come and join us, buy those tickets today.
See you there.
Okay, you saw it right there. Listen, you'll be hearing these gentlemen today as you've been hearing them every week. But on the 17th and 18th, you will see them live and in person. You'll be able to have one-on-one conversations with them. You'll be able to talk with them. And we're going to share with you some of our future goals, our products that we'll be bringing you in the future. But we're excited about what Dare to Dream brings to the table today, because we're different. Why are we different? Because we're Bible-believing, Spirit-filled coaching organization that we not only move on the principles that bring success, but we are based on the Bible, biblically, and we're Spirit-filled coaches and men and women that will help lead you along with God's Spirit. And we thank God for what He's doing in Dare to Dream, because we are here to help change lives. We are truly the head and not the tail. and along with professional guidance, leadership training for men that have been in leadership coaching for many, many years. Many of us have been in the military for many years. We understand what it takes to be successful. We apply those tenets of principles based on God's word. So let's move forward. Come on, Pastor Starks. Bring our men in today. Pastor Starks, we have Coach Ron Osborne. We have Sergeant Major Jock. And then we'll have joining us real soon, we'll have Dr. Kelvin Gross. So we're talking about some of the topics we're going to highlight. We're not going to give you all everything, but we're going to just give you all a little taste of some of the topics that we'll be discussing live June 17th and 18th at our live Refuel Coaching Conference. And up until now, we've been touching on different topics that really affect everybody's life in one way or another. And so we're going to get things started. We have our coach, Ron Osborne. We have Sergeant Major Jocks and Pastor Frank Starks here with us today. Every week they are here to pour into you, to give you information. But now we're just going to touch on some of the topics, just little snippets, just little crumbs of some of the things that we will be talking to you on the 17th and the 18th. And so let's jump into it, gentlemen. We know that we have a lot to talk about, but we only have an hour. But we will give them bits and pieces of some of the things that we'll be sharing. And since Coach Ron, you look so chipper, full of energy, you're about to explode.
Thank you.
You're looking very, very good, brother, with that tie. You look, man, you're looking like you're the executive of executives. Yes. So come on, bring it, Coach Ron. I know you have a lot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Dr. Owens. Listen, guys, I am so excited to be a part of Dare to Dream. As being one of the prolific coaches that you're going to have the experience of being with, we are passionate about helping you become the highest and best version of yourself. With that being said, what I'm going to get to talk to you about, and I want you to listen to my language. I'm saying it's something that I get to do. It's something that we all get to do. You could be anywhere, but you choose to be with us there at Dare to Dreams Conference. But what I get to talk to you about is closing the gap in your life. It's pretty much like a rubber band. I think you guys have heard this before, that between where you are and where you want to be, there's this tension. Because a lot of times people live their whole life not able to close the gap, becoming who they want to be versus who they're showing up as in the moment. And so what I get to do is, let me just give you a little snippet of how I work with people when they say, hey, Coach Ron, give me something to work with. I know that you and I got a coaching experience that we're going to be having. I'm excited about it, but give me something to work with right now. So I love giving homework because it tells me how vested my clients are in their own transformation. See, understand that we are also transformational life coaches. So we like to say it's biblically based transformational life coaching. Now, I'm a pastor, so it's anchored in scripture. In Romans 12:2, it tells us, be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the entire renewing of your mind. So we work from the inside out as coaches. And there are 4 questions that I usually have people go home with so that they can answer those questions and then bring more clarity to what's important to them in their life to close the gap. Number 1, what's working in your life? We never start off with what's wrong. The world starts off with, man, what's wrong? I don't care about what's wrong. We can see what's wrong by just what's happening in your life. Tell me what's working. Tell me the thing that you're really excited about, that's really firing off for you. It's happening the way you said you wanted it. The second question is, what's not working? Okay, because once you come high, now I want to bring you lower and say, okay, where's the problem at? Because I've just talked to you about where you are, but let me just ask you where you're not right now. And so people begin to talk more, and you'll notice that most of the time, you're going to have a larger list of what's not working. That's also going to tell you where your focus has been, which might be also the reason why things are not working as they should be in your life. Now, the third thing is what's wanted. What is it that you really want out of life? We know where you are. We know where you want to be, but what is it that you want? In other words, what is that desired outcome that you're trying to get to that you've not had that success with? What's wanted? What's working? What's not working? What's wanted? Now, the fourth one, what is needed? Now, this is where it gets fun. We believe, and this is where it's different for coaches. You see, psychologists are experts in psychology. We're experts in us coaching, but you are the expert in your own life. So we defer the expertise to you because nobody knows you better than you. But it's through your language that we as coaches get to understand how you think, feel, and experience life. We don't ever become the expert of you, but we can help you navigate through what we call the vicissitudes of life, all those various areas that you get caught up in. So what is it? What's working? What's not working? What's wanted? And now what is it you truly need to make that life the way you've always wanted it? We're going to blow that up, and we'll get so much clarity that then you'll come away with a strategy, a game plan with accountability that says, are you being true to what you said you wanted in your life? Well, maybe that's not what you wanted. And if that's the case, let's go back through it again, and let's make sure that we are very clear about you, the expert on your life, wants. That's just a piece of what I want to give you. That's my take home piece, but don't get me started with the rest. So I'm looking forward to talking to you guys, man. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Dr. James Owens, take it away if you will. I'm sorry, James, we can't hear you.
Hey, brother.
Okay, there we go. Apologies for that. I just wanted to say that we heard Coach Ron, and you saw the passion that he has. And obviously, Coach Ron is driven by helping you to become the best version of yourselves. And I just want to compliment all of these men are driven to be servants and to serve and to help you become the best you can be. We all have invested our lives in what we do. We believe in this because this is what we believe that God has called us to do. I'm going to defer to our own Sergeant Major Jock, who's been in the military for over 30 plus years, almost 40 years. He served as a Sergeant Major for nearly 15 years. He has been the leader of leaders. And so we're going to hear something from him. He's going to give you some highlights of what he'll be bringing to the table on the 17th and the 18th in Riverside, California. We want to let you know that if you can be there, purchase your tickets today. You don't want to wait. If you can't make it here, you can also purchase to be on virtually. You don't have to physically be here. You can watch us virtually. And so you want to take part. And I want to encourage married couples, come to this event together. There's so much that you will just catch and by being in the atmosphere. And I want to say this, and we're going to let Sergeant Major have it. But some things are caught and not taught. You just got to show up. And I'm going to say this, that the power of being there is the power of networking, because there are going to be people from all walks of life at this event, businessmen, professionals, and you can come to network. You're only a few people away from meeting the person that you need to connect with to make your dream a reality. God uses connections and people to make things happen. So with that being said, come on, Sergeant Major, give the people some of what you'll be sharing at the event.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone. And number two, Coach Ron, a hard act to follow. He's such a passionate speaker with so much, he motivates me, okay? Gets me fired up. The thing that the thing that I know that we lose sight of is, how do we set achievable SMART goals, in our personal and professional life? What does that entail? Well, first of all, we've heard the acronym SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. Okay, how do we define that? How does that correlate into our personal professional life? How do we go from what I like the analogy that Coach Ron gave with respect to that rubber band, that tension in the middle. How do we maneuver through that in order to achieve success in both our personal and professional life? And success might be measured monetarily. It may be measured in terms of quality of living. How do we feel? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Are you motivated to say, okay, it's another day, I'm driven, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to meet my next benchmark in terms of goal. Okay, so, what I want to basically discuss is, what do we do to accomplish that goal? Goals that we set, realistic goals. Your goal might be that, I want to lose weight. Okay, So I set a goal. Well, how do we go about, other than saying I want to lose weight, how do we go about actually executing that into a tangible result? How do we actually do that? Well, there's a process involved. You know, you have to be regimented, disciplined, and motivated. Some people are self-motivated. Some people have to have motivation. Motivation could come in terms of having a coach, someone that pushes you, that drives you, keeps you focused on that goal and meeting those specific benchmarks that you may set for yourself. You know, what am I capable of doing now, both physically and mentally? Am I capable to take on additional tasks, additional stress? Am I able to manage my time more efficiently in order to meet that goal? Okay, and then what are some of the constraints? What are some of the limitations, the things that might hold me back? Well, with respect to goal setting, we have to make sure that we set realistic goals that are achievable, okay? Because some things are outside of the bounds of our capabilities. Some things are outside of the bounds of our ability to achieve because there's some financial constraints involved. It may require an investment that I don't necessarily have right now. I may get there, but currently, where am I at right now? If my goal is I want to develop a business model, a business structure. Well, before I can execute that, I need to formulate a plan. I need to look at all of the different variables that go in line with me coming up with a model for that business. Okay, so these are some of the things that we want to touch on and want to talk about. You know, how do we measure progress? You know, how do I go from start X to end X? You know, once I've met a certain benchmark, you know, okay, what's the next phase in order for me to get to that end state? Okay, so that's some of the things that we want to discuss. Some of the things that we want to look at. We want to look at the overall picture of how do we formulate a plan in order to execute a goal or achieve a goal, and how do we implement smart strategies to get there? Okay, you know, we have to be aggressive in our ability to be determined, and we have to also be resilient because there are going to be hiccups and there are going to be issues that occur along the way. Well, how do we rebound from those setbacks? How do we stay focused and motivated in order to push forward? Those are some of the things that we want to discuss during our time at the Dare to Dream Summit. So I would say, you know, that's a touch on where we're going, setting achievable SMART goals. That's one of the focuses that I really want to discuss with the group or discuss with our audience. Okay, so with that said, that's a tidbit. I want to turn it back to Dr. Owens.
Well, thank you so much, Sergeant Major. That is some powerful, powerful information. And this is some of what you're going to get. Some of what you're going to get. You're just getting a taste today. And like I said, it's nothing like being there. And the beautiful thing about this is that you'll be able to talk with these coaches individually. After the event, you'll be able to spend one-on-one time. We're going to have at least a few hours after the event where you'll be able to network. You will be able to meet other businessmen and businesswomen, people that are pursuing their passion just like you from every walk of life. And it's important to be there, show up, and God will show out. I want to reemphasize that, to show up and God will show out. Many of you are seeking for answers, but you have to show up. If you don't show up, God can't show out. So I want to encourage you, go and purchase your tickets today. You don't have but a few more weeks, and we will have this event, and then we'll have powerful testimonies of how people's lives were touched, people's lives were changed. Will you be able to say, I was there? Will you be able to say, I had a defining moment? I was taking notes, and God spoke to me, and he told me what I needed to do right there in that meeting. See, people, you got to understand that God, he orders our footsteps, and he's nudging some of you. I want you to be there. He's speaking to somebody right now and saying, you need to be there. Go to Eventbrite today, right now. Refuel Coaching Conference, purchase your tickets today. If you can't be there, you can be there virtually. You can see the event, everything that's taking place, take notes, and you can participate. But listen, we have opened the doors. We've created a way that anybody that wants to participate can be there. Now, I want to touch on some things myself that I believe that will be powerful in your life. And I'll be talking about the power of potential. The power of potential. What is your potential? Do you know what your potential is? Have you even considered that you have potential? And just like God created the world, the earth, He's got minerals and diamonds and oil in the earth. There's riches in the planet, in the ocean. And that's how we survive, through the minerals and the diamonds and the elements that God put in the earth. Well, just like He put those elements in the earth, He put gifts and talents in you. He gave you gifts and talents because He said your gifts would make room for you and bring you before great men. He also said that He gives you power to get wealth. You've got power to get wealth. You don't have to be poor. You don't have to depend on the government. You don't have to depend on your family or friends. You can make it. You've got what it takes, and it's all on the inside of you. And we'll help you get there. We have tools that can help you find out what your gifts are. Find out how you're wired. Find out your personality type and be able to master your type, your personality type, your gifting. And we have tests that will help you find out what your propensity of what the things that you would like to do. No one likes doing things that they don't really like to do, or things that they're not wired to do. We are all wired a certain way, and the scriptures back this up. He said, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. There's nobody exactly like you. So I'm talking to you about the power that you possess on the inside of you and the potential that God has given you. I want you to be there because I want to give this to you live and in person. And I will be there to talk with you, to speak with you one-on-one. I want you to come and visit me, and I want to visit you. We all want to be there to share and to give to you what God has given each one of us. So won't you come? Don't hesitate. Many of us, we hesitate and we miss the boat because we hesitate. We have a withdrawing spirit when God is reaching out to us. The Bible says He takes no pleasure in a draw back spirit. God wants you to be courageous and move forward in faith. And some of you, this is your lifeline. I was just talking to a sister the other day, and I was telling her about this event, and she was saying that her husband was an inventor, and he had been making inventions since the 1970s. That this man was so afraid, he was so fearful that someone else would steal his invention, that he died and he did not do any of them. And I encouraged this lad, I said, listen, I would love, Dare to Dream would love to help you to fulfill your husband's dream. And I began to, the more I told her about what we're going to do in the event, the more excited she got. And she said, I'll be there. Listen, you don't know who you're going to meet. You need monies, you need finances, you need an office, you need someone to do your website, you need someone to help you with your banking. It's no telling you who you're going to meet at the event that has what you need. Show up and God will show out. Next, we have Pastor Frank Starks, who's not only a very good friend of mine, but he's one of our coaches. This gentleman has a powerful word for you. All of you, those of you that are married, and that you have a wonderful marriage or you have a struggling marriage, it doesn't matter. This is his niche. This is what Pastor Frank has been called to do, amongst so many other things that he does. But I want Pastor Frank Starks to share with you some of what he'll be sharing at the conference. Go ahead, take it away, Pastor Starks.
Well, thank you, Bishop, and to all the brethren out here. I'm just so excited to be able to share with you and to be on the team of Dare to Dream. It's just so good because I want to talk about communication. I want to talk about how do we talk to each other. You know, there's 4 ways we talk to each other. There's verbal, nonverbal, there's written, and there's visual. But I want to be able to talk to you because communication is the key to a great relationship. Oh, you didn't hear that. Communication is the key to a great relationship. You know, communication in a relationship is like blood to the body. And if you don't have it, I'm telling you, you will ruin your relationships. You know, so that's what I want to be able to talk about there today, because communication, listen, communication will be able to help you to grow your partner, to grow your business, and it's how you talk to one another will determine the success of your business. I said it. It will determine the success of your business. Let me give you a little story while I share this. There was a young man, and him and his dad was on good terms, but he went to an affluent school. And at the end of graduation, all of the kids, their parents were buying them cars. Well, this particular gentleman, his dad was paying everything that he had to even keep him in the school. And it came down to graduation time, and man, all the kids are driving up to to the school with their cars. And this particular gentleman, at the end of graduation, he got his diploma. He walked across the stage, and his dad gave him a book. He looked at this and said, "A book? That's all you can give me is this book." He went on to college, and him and his dad fell out. They didn't talk anymore. One day he got a phone call to say his dad died. His dad passed away. Then he began to get emotional. And in his emotion, he remembered that he still had the book. And he went to the book, and the book was a Bible. And he opened it up, and when he opened it up, the page that was sat on was a $15,000 money order, was sitting in the book. He never opened up the book. They fell out, the communication. Now he's sad. He's got regrets that he didn't talk to his dad. Listen, that's how we do when we don't talk to one another and we don't share with one another and we don't be able to voice our opinion. Whether it's verbal, whether it's nonverbal, we talk to one another by nonverbal, with your hands, how you do stuff. You don't run up on the police with your hands all doing like that, because you know what? You find yourself behind bars, or you might find yourself shot. See what I'm saying? So it's about how do you talk with your hands, Written. When the last time you written a letter to I'm not talking about an email, I'm not talking about a text, but I'm talking about when the last time you written a handwritten letter to somebody. See, that's talking about writing to somebody. So we're going to talk about these things, but don't be like the son who get mad and run away, and then people pass away or people do something and you're on bad terms. Don't do that. Do it in a way that will be pleasing, that you will be able to bless somebody, and you know what? Your relationship will grow. Just a little bit. Don't want to give you too much. I'm excited about it, Bishop. Take it away.
Oh, that's some good stuff, man. I tell you, that last part, Pastor Starks, I had a defining moment, a divine moment, because I thought about some people that I need to write a letter. And so these are the things that you're going to get, people. When you're there, you're going to get these elements that you'll have defining moments. You'll have prophetic moments that come upon you, and you'll say, ha ha, you have those aha moments. And not only that, you'll be able to network. I want to say that again, network. It's almost like the location for a business is location, location, location. It's all about networking. If you don't show up, God can't show out, and God uses people. I don't care. At the end of the day, God is going to use somebody to bless you.
That's right.
He's going to use somebody to take your life to the next level. He's not going to come down here from heaven. No, he's going to send somebody your way. Now, we have another prolific gentleman that's with us today, a very distinguished man that is rocking the beard. He's always rocking the beard. And you guys will be able to come see him live and in person, beard and all, and have a conversation with him in person. So share with us, Dr. Gross, some of what you'll be sharing during the 2-day conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype of Coach Ron, because it's legit. Well, welcome, people of God. We are excited about the conference that is coming up. You don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. As Dr. Owens has stated multiple times, go to Eventbrite and purchase your ticket. All of these distinguished gentlemen are going to be teaching and preaching from the concepts that they have all laid out, and you don't want to miss it. I'm excited. I know I'm gonna be in the front row, just with my eyes focused and my pen and my pad ready, because these guys are going to give you some dynamic and powerful information. And fortunately, I've been invited as a small guest to come. And I'm so excited that Dr. Owens has given me an opportunity to stand before you and give you what God has given me as it relates to leadership. I'm going to be talking about some very profound principles as it relates to leadership. We're going to talk about how our society suffers from an identity crisis. We're going to be talking about leadership is not about how many people are following you. Yes, I said it. Leadership is not about how many people are following you. Leadership is about empowering, not employing. And we're gonna dive into leadership. It's not about power. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how educated you are. We're gonna get rid of all of those misnomers of what leadership is all about. Leadership is about attitude, and we are going to dive into that. You don't want to miss this. We have some powerful, powerful principles that we're going to be teaching on that day. And I am just excited that I get a small portion to be able to come to you and to lay out these foundations, these rooted foundations of leadership. And we're going to talk about how character, how having impeccable character and how you must protect it at all costs. We're going to talk about how character is a set of values that you are committed to without wavering. We're going to define what character is. We're going to define what integrity is. So you don't want to miss this. God has given us some powerful, powerful revelation and principles on leadership, and you want to be there. I'm telling you, we are going to be on fire. They're going to have to bring a hose to hose us off, because we're ready. We're excited. We're motivated. And we want to motivate you. We want to motivate you to be a part of the Dare to Dream team. We are looking for coaches. We are looking for clients. We are just excited. We want to come alongside you and help you with all the principles that we are laying out today. We don't want to give it away. But trust me, you want to be there to hear the difference between reputation and character. We're going to give you leadership keys. We're going to define what is character. We're going to define the source of moral leadership. We're going to dive in, and you don't want to miss this. Be there or be square. I will be there. I will be in the audience. I will have my pen and pad ready. I will have my recorder ready. I'm going to purchase my tickets. Yes, I'm going to purchase my tickets because we got some guests coming and I want them to be there. And if I got to purchase a ticket for them to be there, I'm going to do that, because you don't want to miss this. This is an opportunity for you to be in the place via live or via streaming. You can order your ticket from Eventbrite both ways, but you don't want to miss it. I will be there, as Dr. Owens say, rocking the beard. So come and check us out. We're going to get live on the 17th, or what is that, 17th and the 18th. Blessings.
Wow, that is powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. Listen, you guys got me fired up. I want to buy 10, 20 tickets and just give them away. I tell you, man,
Come on
listen,
now.
you don't want to miss this. And I want to say to those of you that live in California, you have the opportunity to come here and be here. You don't have to fly. You're already here.
Right.
I want to say this, and we're gonna get ready to where we're traveling to in other cities and other states. And so while we're here, you want to take advantage of the fact that we are here now. And we're going to have a schedule where we are traveling to other cities because we are on a crusade. to take the word of God through coaching, the power of coaching and the power of his word to help transform your life, to give you the spirit, the word, and the practicality to walk it out step by step for you to fulfill the purpose, the calling, and the destiny and the vision of what God has placed upon your life. Now, gentlemen, they have gotten a taste of each one of us, and now we're just going to go in as we're led. And I want us to begin to kind of round table this conversation, because a lot of great topics has been brought up, a lot of great nuggets have been brought up, and let's kind of talk about the things that have stood out during this last 30 minutes that we have been discussing right now. And one of the things that really stood out to me was setting goals. All right, that stood out to me. And also the power of communication. That was so very powerful. And the power of writing a letter. That stood out to me, writing a letter. So come on, let's talk about these topics, gentlemen. Let's jump right in and some of the things that really stood out to you all.
You know, Bishop, I just want to say the power of writing a letter. And I want to thank all of you brothers. Most of you, if you're listening to this and you don't know, but these brothers know, my mom passed away on February 11th. And when my brothers and sisters went through her things, they saw the letters that I had written my mom, you know, and it was such powerful things that I didn't have all the emotions that most of them had, is because I had already communicated to her and she had communicated to me, you know, in the things I talk about, you know, just writing a letter. I write my kids a letter because it's the powerful. Today we do emails and we do texts and all that stuff. But how great is it to go to the mailbox and you see a letter with your name on it, man, and then you can be able to chronicle or talk to them or write things down. That's another powerful way of communication that we can be able to do. We lost that art. You know, most of us don't even know how to write because we type and text so much. But to be able to take it and write, you know, I was listening to Pastor Ron was talking about how he reads, and most of us hear reading. I'd like to hear the person read it, but Ron talked about how powerful it is when you read it yourself, because it does something to our brain. Writing has something to do with our brain, and so I just want to continue to talk about communication. How many people you talk to a day? How many people do you actually talk to a day, man? And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that coming up. Man, I'm in Texas, so y'all in California. Man, American Airlines can't get me there fast enough.
Effective communication.
All right. Let's go, gentlemen. What else we got here?
Well, Dr. Gross touched on leadership, you know, types of leadership. Spot on. I mean, sometimes you have to be a good follower in order to be a good leader. Sometimes you have to follow the right people, though. You can't follow the wrong people and become a good leader. But if you follow good leadership, you can become a good leader. Okay, you emulate success. Most successful people has had someone in their life that either mentored them, coached them, taught them, but they followed that model, and that's what led them to success. So you're right. You know, I look forward to listening to what Dr. Gross is going to talk about with respect to leadership. I know a little bit about leadership, but I don't know everything about leadership. You never stop learning how to be a good leader. You never stop developing and fostering your intellect. You know, how do I become better? Okay, if you know, mediocrity is you get stalled. You stop. You know, we should never stop. We should always be striving to get to the next level, whatever that level might be. You know, a lot of us think because we're over a certain age that we've already got to the other side of that mountain and everything down here from there. Well, you know, you think that way, but I look at it as just a new horizon. It's another plateau that I have to reach, you know, in the cycle of life, because we don't have that much time here. We have to, you know, time is precious. We have to take advantage of it. So never stop learning. You know, never stop learning how to be a better leader. Okay, so
That's good
my
stuff,
take
brother.
on it. I got
Leaders,
from this.
leaders are developed.
Yes.
Leaders are developed. That is the key. But man, I want to hear about them setting them goals, Coach Ron. I need some goals set in my life that are achievable and obtainable. I want to hear about them goals, man. Just give the audience a little bit about setting goals.
Well, you know what? When it comes to setting goals for years, I've always loved the importance of setting goals. I've got this book that I found that talks about creating momentum in 100 days to reach your goals. And what it does is it keeps you accountable to your daily activity. Now, here's how the book works. If you don't do anything that day, that's tough. You have to go to the next day. But at the end of 10 days, what you do is you tally up a specific score. And what it's actually showing you is like a ton of holes in your system. See, because goals are about system. And I love the way Sergeant Major touched into the importance of goals, making them small. And then said, oh my gosh, I've been taught that for the longest time. But also what I noticed that's important is you're not going to get that goal no matter what you do if you don't have the proper system to make that happen. You got to understand what you want, why you want it. And that's where the coaching comes in. It helps you get laser focused and clear about what you're committed to cause in your life. See, who you are got you what you have. That person can't get you anymore. You've pretty much hit the apex of your life. So look around you. Look at your faith. Look at your finances. Look at your fitness. Look at your friends. If you look at your future and your family, what you get to see is this is the quality that I was able to create with who I am, which simply means this: there is a gap, especially if you're not happy about where you are. So when you go to set those goals, don't just think about the goal. Yes, it definitely has to be a SMART goal. However, there must be a supporting system also. And I think Sergeant Major is going to be talking about the importance of that stuff. But the system is everything. And the other thing that it's going to do is make sure, think about how good you're going to feel. When yesterday you may have achieved only 60% of your system, but today you did 70% of your system. Think about what happens if you did 70%, but the following day you did 50 because you're saying, look, it's just the system. I got to keep going. I'm perfecting my system and how I work with it. Now you're on a constant state of excitement because you're not either failing or winning. See, that's the way life has been summed up for a lot of people who don't read a whole lot, and they don't understand that it's not about just setting the goal, but it's about creating a system that you can work over and over again. And if it's done right, you can duplicate that in the lives of other people. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that. As a matter of fact, guys, I got to tell you, I love reading Tim Glover, the guy that actually trained Michael Jordan and then Kobe Bryant, has put out a new book called Winning. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. One of the things you're going to notice about our team, guys, is that we love reading. We don't just listen, we read. And this is when you read, you inherit the mind of the author who wrote the book. That's why it's so important that we continue to read. That's why God even has us in the Word. We are beginning to inherit the mind and the mindset of Christ himself, and that's crucial. So guys, we're powerhouses here. I can see it real clear. I'm excited about it. Setting goals, don't get me started. Don't even, too late.
Man, I tell you, when you build a house, you got to have a foundation and then they frame it, right? And that's what Sergeant Major, he exemplifies his structure.
Yes.
And I love the fact that when you build anything, you gotta have a structure, and,
That's right.
and he is so honed in on that. So audience, we just bring a whole lot of flavor to the table, and Pastor Starks, if you could just elaborate on effective communication. He's going to talk about communication in the conference, but just elaborate a little bit on effective communication.
Well, effective communication is the power. What's that, Dr. Owens? The power of what?
The power of potential.
The power of potential. The power of potential. I'm going to pass it right to Mr. Owens, because he just set you up. The power of potential. Effective communication is the power of potential.
That's good.
That's awesome.
That's
That's
good.
awesome. That's awesome.
That's good. Sergeant Major, give us a little bit about the structure, man. If y'all haven't noticed yet, if you've heard him on the broadcast, he's all about structure.
Yes.
And that's what he's going to bring to the table on the 17th and the 18th. You don't want to miss this. You're going to get a taste of everything. You're going to get structure. You're going to get vision. You're going to get potential. You're going to get communication. You're going to get leadership. And you're going to get so many more tools in your tool belt for being the best version of yourself through our coaching platform, through Coach Ron and his dedication in coaching, and you're going to get it all. But Sergeant Major, just give the audience a little taste of structure and how important it is.
Well, I look at it from my perspective in terms of my life, you know, and you know, structure can be a regimen. You know, I wake up in the morning, I do certain things a certain way, and I develop a certain regimen which is structured around things that I want to accomplish or achieve on that particular day. Okay, so I've already kind of set what is it that I want to do today. All right, you know and I write it down because you know things happen and a phone call might happen and I lose my train of thought, or I get what is known as a senior moment. Okay, I done left, go into the garage, and I get in the garage and say, what did I come in here for? Okay, but if I write things down, and I've already kind of laid out the things that I want to achieve and the things that are, and then another thing that is very important. We have to understand the dynamics of prioritizing. We have to prioritize the things that are most important. We put them up front, okay? The things that are not as important, maybe, if I don't get it done today, then perhaps I can get it done tomorrow. But the things that I know I need to achieve today, I make sure that I prioritize them to the top of my to-do list. That's a sense of structure. Okay, understanding that, we can't operate in a vacuum. There's a lot of things going on around us. But in order to stay focused on a particular task, you have to have structure. You have to have a sense of direction. Otherwise, you won't stay on track. You're gonna end up going off the beaten path, and that's going to lead you down the wrong path. So to stay on the right path, we develop structure by capturing and prioritizing the things that are most important, that will have the most impact on what is it that I am doing that is going to have the most impact on me individually, and how is it going to impact others? The others might be my wife. The others might be my friends. The others might be the people that I interface with. Okay, on a business level, on a professional level, on a personal level. Those things all come into play. That's why having a sense of structure, being committed and disciplined to make sure that I prioritize those things that are most important is going to lead me on the path to success.
Awesome, brother. That is awesome. Awesome. We are tag teaming this thing this morning. Audience, go to Eventbrite. Go get your tickets now. We're going to have final words and thoughts from our founder, Mr. James Owens, and he is going to be bringing it on the 17th and the 18th in regards to potential and vision. And it's just so essential in our progression as we go through life. We go on this journey of success. The potential that lies deep. And Dare to Dream is there to help pull that out on the surface so that you can utilize it. It's not buried. So we're going to hear from our founder as we close out this broadcast today. Dr. Owens, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Gross. One of the reasons why I have become sharp within the last year or so is because I've been around these gentlemen, these men that you hear today. Has made me sharp, have challenged my heart and my mindset, and they've made me a better person. And one of the things we got to understand that if you want to be sharp, you've got to be around sharp people. And I would not be as sharp as I am today if I were not around these men. So you got to understand that we become sharp when we're around sharp people. And these men are sharp, so they have made me sharp. And so we encourage you to join us. Maybe some of you say, well, listen, I love what I see. I would love to do what you all are doing. Men and women, listen, we're looking for those that are looking for us. I'm going to say that again. We're looking for those that are looking for us. So if you want to rise and soar with some eagles, we're looking for some other eagles. Gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm looking for some other eagles that want to join the Dare to Dream team. We're looking for men and women that want to join this team because we're going national, we're going international. We'll be traveling all over the nation and all over the world as we move forward. And we need some other eagles that want to join this train, that want to join this vision and build something that will transform lives and the world through the power of the word, through the power of Jesus Christ, through the power of the Spirit. But we have a streamline of success. We're just not preaching you happy. No. We have systems of success in place based upon God's word. And if you apply yourself, you will be successful in every area of your life. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, in your family, with your wife. And I'm not just bragging on I'm going to say I am bragging on these gentlemen, but these men have been married for years. These men have had businesses for years. These men have served the government for years. When I talk about Sergeant Major has been a Sergeant Major who does that for 15 years. Command Sergeant Major. Come on now. Now, wait. How many? I'm gonna tell you the percentage of sergeant majors in the Army is point something. Not to say 1 point. I said point something. To be a command, that's point something. Maybe 0.8, maybe at the most. Maybe. And I'm putting it up there. It ain't that many. That's who you got here. You have Pastor Starks, been in ministry over 30 years, been teaching on marriage for 30 years. We have Coach Ron, has been a coach for decades. And he's been married for over 25 years, I know. And then we have Dr. Gross, who's been teaching in ministry several universities, now is a dean of a university. I'm telling y'all what y'all get. So listen, it's not even a second thought for me if I were watching this that I would be there. I would show up because God is going to show out. Because you're going to meet somebody. Somebody's going to be there that you're going to meet. And they're going to be your divine connection. And it may not even be us, but somebody else will be there that's your divine connection that will get you to the next level. And so I close in saying we're looking for coaches. I want to say that. Yeah, we're looking for other coaches that have a passion to help people, to transform lives. If you're looking for us, we're looking for you. Okay. And when we connect, that's when the explosion happens, because every Wednesday there's an explosion that takes place. Every Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m., we blowing stuff up. And I don't know about you guys, but when I get off of these Wednesday morning meetings, man, I just feel like I can run through a wall. I get so much energy, and we want you to feed on that energy on a consistent basis. Listen, we're going to play the commercial one more time before we go. But listen, as he's prepping that commercial, you don't want to miss it. Go to Eventbrite, Refuel Coaching Conference. Purchase your ticket today. If you're in some other part of the world, you can watch it virtually. So be inspired and know that we're praying for you. We believe in God's best for you. But if you show up, God will show out. Okay. Greetings, this is Dr. James Owens, and I am so excited to present to you our first major event of the year, Dare to Dream. We're coming to you live and hard and excited, full of passion. We want you to join us in the city of Riverside at the Life Church. We'll be here for 2 days, June 17th and 18th. We're going to have great coaches teaching you, empowering you,
and helping you to realize the purpose in your life. We're going to have a great speaker here, our special guest, Miss Bernadette Stanis, Thelma on Good Time. She'll be here in person, so you don't want to miss this great event.
Did you see what I love you?
Okay, don't do that, baby. I'm getting ready to go home.
With special guest speaker. Also, we're going to have continental breakfast. You can't be sick. Come on out. Get your ticket. This has been a rough year for us all. Come out. Be inspired. Hear from these phenomenal speakers from Dare to Dream. Don't miss this conference. We're glad that you came.
You absolutely will. We want you to go to Eventbrite and put in Dare to Dream. You'll come up, purchase your ticket today. I want to let you know that we have limited seating. If you want to purchase your ticket today, if you can't be here somewhere in the world, you can join us virtually. So once again, we look to see you there. Here, June 17th and 18th.
All right. Well, listen, hey, we want to give a shout out to our wives, Lady Osborne, yes, Lady Groves, Lady Jock, Lady Starks, and Lady Owens. Because without our wives, we cannot do what we do. So without any further ado, we want to thank all of you for joining us on today. Can we bring the men back up real quick so they can see these faces that will be here at the event? Listen, we want to let everyone know that we will see you all June 17th and 18th. Don't you dare miss it. And we look to see you again. We'll be again this Friday morning. Join us again at 10 a.m. But we want to thank you for joining us today. And we're signing off. And we say, hey, have a great rest of the week. And God bless.
Bless you.